2, 1.
7 things you probably didn't know you need to know. I'm Jamie East, and this is the Smart 7.
Good morning, everybody. It's Thursday, the 7th of July, and it's National Strawberry Sundae Day. And a big happy birthday to Ringo Starr, Jack Whitehall, and Jeremy Kyle.
Mr. Speaker, isn't this the first recorded case of the sinking ships fleeing the rats?
Does the Prime Minister think there are any circumstances in which he should resign?
How many more ministers need to quit before he finally picks up his pen and writes his own resignation letter?
It has, as they say, kicked off. Members of the Prime Minister's top team queued up on Wednesday night to ask him to resign, but he told them he was going nowhere, and despite 46 resignations, the most ever recorded in British politics, Boris decided to fire his levelling up Secretary Michael Gove for disloyalty. Priti Patel was thought to be among the cabinet members urging the resignation, as was Nadhim Zahawi, who initially defended the PM and only took over as Chancellor on Tuesday. But it was his former ally Sajid Javid who toppled the first domino.
I have concluded that the problem starts at the top, and I believe that is not going to change. And that means that it is for those of us in a position who have responsibility to make that change.
For Lib Dem leader Sir Ed Davey, the message is simple. The Tory party has failed us.
He should have gone months ago. Liberal Democrats have been calling for him to go. And I've been very surprised that Conservatives haven't done what I think is their patriotic duty to get rid of him. No, he doesn't tell the truth. He's incompetent. And there's no plan for the country.
So another bruising day for Boris, who's been battling intense scrutiny from a powerful committee whilst also trying to save his job. Many of the departing ministers and officials spoke of issues with leadership and integrity, the tipping point being the way allegations against former Deputy Chief Whip Chris Pincher were handled. But defiantly, the Prime Minister said it wouldn't be responsible for him to walk away now.
I cannot for the life of me see how it is responsible just to walk away from that, as I said earlier on in PMQs, particularly not when you have a mandate of the kind that we won 2-3 years ago.
Sticking with the story, Backbenchers met to discuss potentially changing the rules to allow them to hold another vote of no confidence in a Prime Minister in any given year. It meant Boris Johnson could have faced a second leadership challenge, having survived one just last month. But the committee's executives didn't make any immediate changes, preferring to settle its own election issues first. Tory MP Andrew Morrison says the PM should salvage what dignity he can from this process.
We have to have a mechanism, a safety mechanism, for dealing with a Prime Minister who is clearly not fit for purpose. I think we have a duty to change the rules because we can't leave this until June next year.
To Ukraine now, an Irish Taoiseach Micheál Martin met President Zelensky when he visited the Ukraine capital Kyiv on Wednesday. He stopped in various areas of the city, viewing a site of mass graves in Bucha on a day when residents of frontline city Slavansk were told to leave after 2 people were killed during a Russian attack on a market. At the end of his visit, Mr Martin assured Zelensky of Ireland's continued support.
Russia's brutal war against this beautiful democratic country is a gross violation of international law. It is an affront to everything that Ireland stands for. It cannot and it will not be allowed to stand.
In the United States, the suspect in the Highland Park shooting that left 7 dead has been charged with murder as the incident took a bizarre twist. Footage has emerged of the 21-year-old dressed in female clothing to escape law enforcement in the Chicago suburb after firing 70 bullets from a high-powered rifle into celebrating crowds. Christopher Cavelli is the deputy chief.
During the attack, Primo was dressed in women's clothing, and investigators do believe he did this to conceal his facial tattoos and his identity and help him during the escape with the other people who were fleeing the chaos.
Vice President Kamala Harris once again calls for stricter gun laws after Illinois State Police said the suspect's father had sponsored his application for a firearm license when he was 19.
We got to be smarter as a country in terms of who has access to what, and in particular assault weapons. And we got to take this stuff seriously as you are, because you have been forced to have to take it seriously.
Still to come on the Smart 7, there's a spectacular opening to Euro 2022, and Russell T Davies gives us a taste of what's to come as we say farewell to another doctor.
Right after this. Welcome back.
Rafael Nadal held his nerve at a 5th set tiebreak on Wednesday evening to beat Taylor Fritz and reach the semi-finals of Wimbledon. He'll now face Nick Kyrgios in the semis, while in the women's 2019 champion Simona Halep set up a semi against Elena Rybakina. But the main event took place in Manchester as the Women's Euros got off to a spectacular start on Wednesday evening when host nation England took on Austria in front of a full house at Old Trafford. A smart finish at 21 minutes into the game saw Beth Mead score, and the final result remained 1-0 to England. Lioness and Man City forward Ella Toone came on in the second half and said the atmosphere really helped.
I think it puts us in a great position. We've started the tournament really well and we'll build off that now. I think when we came on it was very transitional and it was difficult to get into the game, but we knew our role and our game plan and we stuck to that and we managed to get the 1-0.
There weren't many spoilers coming from Doctor Who's Russell T Davies on the One Show. The award-winning screenwriter was there to talk about its 60th anniversary special, which features David Tennant, Catherine Tate and Neil Patrick Harris, who's playing the villain. He revealed Jodie Whittaker's big goodbye is epic, but that's about all he was willing to share when pressed for a bit of gossip.
I can't say, honestly, it's like, because what is coming up in October this year is Jodie Whittaker's farewell, so I feel like I'm upstaging it slightly. It's like, lovely yes. Jodie, and I just saw the finished version of that 2 days ago. It's a 90-minute epic. It's fantastic. So that is gorgeous, with lots of surprises, and I'm going to quiet.
The Crown's Olivia Colman is taken on an unexpected road trip in the exclusive first trailer for Joyride, which is speeding into cinemas on July the 29th. She plays a solicitor called Joy, who alongside a baby finds herself in the backseat of a taxi that's hijacked by a 12-year-old boy. The film follows their journey across Ireland and the unlikely friendship that blossoms.
We'll play question for question, but you have to tell the truth.
You can't be arsed to fight, would you?
What's the baby's name?
Robin. My name's Joy. I know, false advertising, not the bringer of joy, apparently.
This has been The Smart 7. Wherever you're listening, do us a favour and hit the follow button. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Have a great day.